Why do countries have birthdays? It's a way to remember the day a nation began, its own special start. It's a bit like a person's birthday, a time to celebrate beginnings and look back at how far we've come. On a country's birthday, people come together, united by pride in their shared story and culture. It's a moment to feel connected, to honor the past, and to celebrate being part of something bigger than ourselves. So what is the 4th of July? For Americans, it's the nation's biggest birthday party. Officially called Independence Day, it marks the birth of the United States as a free nation. It's a federal holiday. Most people get the day off to celebrate. The air buzzes with excitement, barbecue scents fill neighborhoods, and red, white, and blue are everywhere. This day marks when the United States declared it was no longer under British rule. Imagine a teenager deciding to make their own rules. That's what the colonies did. On July 4th, they boldly announced, "We are our own country now." The fight for freedom didn't start or end on this day, but July 4th is remembered as the moment the decision became official. It was the turning point, a declaration of liberty, and a dream for a new kind of nation. That's why the 4th of July is celebrated with such passion and hope. Imagine stepping back in time, to a pivotal moment in history. Let's travel back to the summer of 1776, a season thick with anticipation and revolutionary fervor. The air is heavy with humidity and the weight of decisions that would shape the future of a nation. Our destination is Philadelphia, the heart of colonial America. Inside Independence Hall, the very walls seem to echo with the gravity of the events unfolding. Delegates from the 13 colonies gathered for a crucial meeting, a continental congress unlike any before. Each man carried the hopes and anxieties of his colony, knowing their decisions would reverberate for generations. Tensions with Great Britain were high, a boiling point reached after years of escalating disputes over taxation and representation. And war had already begun, with battles fought and blood spilled on fields like Lexington and Concord. The point of no return had been crossed. The big question, the question that hung heavy in the air, should they officially break all ties with the king? Should they declare themselves free and independent, knowing the consequences could be dire? On July 4th, a day that would forever be etched in the annals of history, these delegates took a monumental step, a vote that would change the course of history. They adopted the Declaration of Independence, a document that boldly proclaimed their right to self-governance. By approving it, by affixing their names and their honor to this revolutionary document, they declared the colonies free and independent states, risking everything, their fortunes, their lives, and their sacred honor, for their cause. Thomas Jefferson, just 33 years old, a brilliant and eloquent Virginian, wrote most of the document, explaining not just that they were breaking away from British rule, but why they were compelled to do so. He listed the colony's grievances against King George III, a litany of abuses and injustices, accusing him of abusing his power and violating the fundamental rights of the colonists. July 4th wasn't the day everyone signed the declaration, that would come later. It was the day the final wording, after much debate and revision, was approved by the Continental Congress. That night, under the flickering light of candles and lanterns, copies were printed and rushed out of Philadelphia, sent across the colonies by horseback, spreading the news of a new nation, a nation born of revolution and a belief in the rights of man. The declaration was read aloud to the public in town squares and meeting houses, and the American story changed forever, ushering in an era of self-determination and the pursuit of liberty. It was a bold act, a defiant stand against tyranny, that set the stage for a long and difficult fight for freedom, a fight that would test the resolve of the American people. The world would never be the same, forever changed by the audacious declaration made on that summer day in Philadelphia. The Declaration of Independence. A single document, yet it echoes through history, shaping the very foundation of the United States. Is more than a breakup letter to King George III. It's a carefully constructed argument, a plea for understanding, and a declaration of self-governance. It's a powerful argument for freedom, a beacon of hope for those yearning to escape oppression and forge their own destiny. It's a statement that resonates even today. The document starts by explaining why the colonies felt the need to separate. It wasn't a rash decision, but a culmination of years of growing discontent. It lays out a revolutionary idea, an idea so profound it would change the course of nations. All people have rights that no government can take away. Rights inherent to our existence, not granted by rulers, but endowed by our Creator. Life, the most fundamental right. Liberty, the freedom to act, think, and speak without undue constraint. And the pursuit of happiness, the ability to strive for a fulfilling and meaningful existence as each individual defines it. Governments exist to protect these rights. That is their primary purpose, their very reason for being. And if they fail, if they become destructive of these ends, people have the right to change or replace them. It's a powerful check on governmental authority. This was radical in a world ruled by kings. The idea that the governed had the right to govern themselves was a direct challenge to the established order. The Declaration then lists the colonists' grievances, a detailed account of the abuses suffered under British rule. Taxes without consent, imposed upon them without any representation in the British Parliament, soldiers in homes and denied rights, the quartering of troops in private residences without the owner's permission. Each complaint showed the king was a tyrant, demonstrating a pattern of behavior designed to suppress the colonists' freedoms, unfit to rule. He had proven himself unworthy of the trust and allegiance of the American people. The document ends with a bold statement, a declaration of independence, a severing of ties, and a commitment to self-determination. The colonies are now free and independent states. No longer subject to the authority of the British Crown, it dissolves all political ties with Britain, a complete and unequivocal separation. With these words, the United States was officially announced to the world. A new nation was born, founded on the principles of liberty, equality, and self-government. The Declaration set the stage for a new nation built on revolutionary ideals that would inspire movements for freedom and democracy around the globe. The fight to make those ideals real had just begun. The words were written, but the struggle for independence and the pursuit of a more perfect union would continue for years to come. The most famous words in the Declaration are its heart. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. These words are a promise, a belief in human dignity and the right to shape your own destiny. The right to life means more than just being alive. It's about safety and justice. Liberty is the freedom to speak, believe, and live as you choose, as long as you don't harm others. The pursuit of happiness means you can chase your dreams, choose your path, and seek fulfillment. This was a radical idea in 1776, a future not determined by birth or class. These ideals set a new standard for government, to serve and protect the people's rights. America has struggled to live up to these ideals, but they remain the nation's guiding principles. They are the benchmark for progress, and the promise the country strives to keep. The Declaration's words continue to inspire hope and change. The tradition of celebrating Independence Day began right away. John Adams predicted future generations would mark the day with parades, games, and fireworks. The first celebrations were spontaneous. Bells rang, cannons fired, and bonfires lit up the night. In Philadelphia, the Declaration was read aloud to cheering crowds and the Liberty Bell rang out. Fireworks quickly became a signature part of the festivities, with the first official display in 1777. Parades honored soldiers and brought communities together. Over time, parades grew to include bands, floats, and local groups, all celebrating American pride. The 4th of July became a day for unity, joy, and patriotic spirit. Adams's vision for America's birthday party came true. Today, the 4th of July is a blend of old and new traditions. Families gather for barbecues, picnics, and outdoor fun. Patriotic displays fill neighborhoods. Flags, banners, and red, white, and blue everywhere. Parades feature marching bands, veterans, and decorated bikes. As night falls, fireworks light up the sky, drawing crowds to parks and public spaces. The booming sounds and dazzling colors connect people to the first celebration centuries ago. Patriotic music and reflection are part of the day. Songs like The Star-Spangled Banner and America the Beautiful fill the air. Some visit historic sites or read the Declaration aloud. Beyond the fun, the day is a chance to reconnect with America's founding story and shared heritage. It's a celebration of freedom, unity, and the ongoing American journey. Independence Day is full of surprising facts. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died on July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration. The Philippines once celebrated their independence on July 4 too, before changing the date. Americans eat about 150 million hot dogs on the 4th, enough to stretch from D.C. to L.A. 5 times. The Liberty Bell likely wasn't rung on July 4, 1776. but it remains a powerful symbol of freedom. Myths and traditions aside, the 4th of July is a day of history, pride, and celebration. More than 2 centuries later, the 4th of July still matters. It's a reminder of the ideals that form America's foundation: equality, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration's promise wasn't always kept. The nation has struggled to live up to its ideals. The 4th is a day to celebrate progress and recognize the work still ahead. It's one of the few times Americans of all backgrounds unite to celebrate a shared identity. The day is about a promise, a government that serves its people, a nation where your future isn't limited by birth. Keeping that promise is the task of every generation. Celebrating Independence Day is a way to honor sacrifices, remember the promise, and recommit to making it real for everyone. America's birthday is a celebration of a nation always striving to be better.